Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are doing good. I am coming back with premenopause symptoms that I had said that talk about. It's a huge topic, so you can't put all of it in one. We have to separate it. What does it mean? And then now we are doing signs and symptoms of premenopause. There are multiple signs and symptoms. I'll have to look up some because they are the common ones and then they're not so common ones. So this is a topic called premenopause, pre meaning prior to somebody getting into menopause. So premenopause, before menopause. So the signs and symptoms for most people: mood changes. You get angry really quickly, no reason. It's the imbalance of the hormones that causes it. Weight gain, visceral weight gain, especially around the abdominal area. A lot of people do experience that, so that's another symptom. Fatigue, lots of people complain about fatigue, feeling tired. They have slept well, but they are still feeling like they didn't sleep well. Fatigue, brain fog. They can't remember stuff. They went into a room and were going to look for something, but when they got there, they couldn't remember what it is they were going for. So brain fog is one of them. Joint pain. You could be thinking you're having arthritis or something, but a lot of joint pain starts in premenopause, which, as we had discussed in the previous video, different people started at different times. It's anywhere from 40 to 55. Some people start late 30s, but joint pain is a significant symptom of it. Then hot flashes. Some people experience hot flashes to where it is cold, but all of a sudden they break out in a sweat, and then 1-2 minutes it's gone and they're back to normal, or they're freezing. It can go back and forth between freezing, but mainly it's the hot flash that comes on unexpectedly out of nowhere, no matter what the weather is. Breast tenderness is another symptom of premenopause. Decreased libido is another symptom of premenopause. Changes in your metabolism slows down. In most people, the metabolism slows down, so that's another change. Itching in some people get itching. They never had itching before, and all of a sudden they get itching. Irregular periods. At this time, you're not fully menopausal, so you're in between. Sometimes you get it every month, and sometimes you get it every 2 months. Whatever it is for you, different. It's not as steady as it used to be in your 20s or in your 30s. Most people start experiencing change to where either it's longer or shorter periods, or irregular. They don't come as they used to come every 30 days or every 28 days. They come whenever they feel like they want to come. So irregular periods is another one. Another one is hair loss. Some people start losing their hair. So that's another symptom. I have gone over this over and over, so some of them come in naturally for me. And then another one is body odor. You were somebody you could get ready, get out and go, and now you can't. You have to have roll on to be able to get out of the house. So that's another one. And then brittle nails. Your nails are breaking, no mistake of your own. You haven't changed your diet, you haven't done anything, but your nails keep breaking. So that's another symptom. Another one is dry skin, extremely dry skin. You're moisturizing, you're doing everything, but the skin is so dry. So that's one of the other symptoms. Headaches. You were not getting headaches previously. You're hydrating well, but you're still getting headaches. So that's another symptom. Lack of sleep. They are not sleeping. They say, oh, I go and put my head down, but I toss and turn, or I wake up a few times a night. And most people know if you wake up a few times a night, what happens is your sleep is interrupted. So you're not really rested. Some of them will wake up because the hot flashes will wake them up, but most people just don't have well-rounded, rested sleep. So insomnia kicks in at that time. For some people, not everybody. These are general signs and symptoms. Not everybody gets all of them. Some people get a few, and some people will never get any, and some people get a lot of them. So it just depends on you as an individual, what you experience, or genetically what happened in your family history. Maybe you won't experience as much, or you experience a lot. I've seen people who start talking and just break out in a sweat. Heart palpitations. A lot of people have a cardiac workup because they think they're having palpitations of a cardiac etiology. It is not a cardiac etiology. It is safe to get checked out for it so that they can rule out a cardiac etiology. But a lot of palpitations do happen in menopause stage. So it's good to have a workup to just rule out and be sure that it's not cardiac related. And then if they do rule it out, then you know that it is premenopausal. Heavy bleeding. So you have irregular periods, but then again, you have people who just go into heavy bleeding. It's called flooding. Extremely heavy. It was not like when they used to have it on a regular basis. This has changed in consistency. It's a lot more heavier than it used to be on your regular periods. So that's another one. Weight gain, almost universal. A lot of people who are skinny all along, all of a sudden in their menopause years, gain a lot of weight, even if they are not eating. Some people will just eat a salad and stuff. Even if they are not eating, they are gaining weight. So that's a very common one across a lot of people. At least 85% of the people will say, I did gain a lot of weight. Irregular menstruation, we talked about that. Thinning hair, I talked about that. Some people start losing hair during that time. Anxiety. You were not an anxious person initially, and then all of a sudden your anxiety has gone through the roof. So anxiety is another one. And in the case of symptoms, there are many. I have just mentioned a few of them, but they can range anywhere from 35 to 55 symptoms. So these are just the top of my head, the ones that come, easy for me to remember, the ones that are most common that a lot of people complain of. But there is a chart I saw that had 54 symptoms. So you'd hope somebody doesn't get all those 54 symptoms, but basically this is the signs and symptoms of premenopause. Again, in the previous video I said you do not need a test to tell you if you're premenopausal. The signs and symptoms will tell you. There's no really test. You tell your doctor and they'll tell you that's what it is. And some people will do labs, but labs don't tell you much, Premenopause is the age. It's an age range and signs and symptoms, not really a blood level that's going to tell you are in premenopause. There's no blood level. They can check your estrogen, they can check your cortisol and stuff like that, but there's really no blood level that says, okay, you are in premenopause. So those are the signs and symptoms of premenopause, and then I will come back with more symptoms and more topics on this. It's huge, so I had to break it down. Okay, bye-bye.